everybody. Is mic on? Yep. Can you hear me good? Anyways, um, how do we do this? Effects. How's it going, everybody? Forget how to use this stuff. Oh no, there we go. Ask me questions. Ask me questions. How's it going? Um, Ask me some questions if you're curious or why I need help. Check out my channel. See some of the stuff. See some of the stuff that I got going on. I still have many people watch my shorts, and I feel bad because I haven't been able to continue some of the things like my blue turd project, the Acura Integra. It's currently, well, it was running. It needs some air brakes, but it's back in the States right now, and I'm still currently in Colombia. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you like computers, cars, electronics, travel, it'd be really cool if you'd check my stuff out. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Um, all that YouTube stuff. I've been out of work on and off for the last like year and a half, and it's been a struggle for me. I ventured onto I've ventured on. Let me repeat this. I've ventured on in my life to try to find myself a little bit, right? I'm stuck in my hometown for 39 years of my life, and I had myself stuck there, right? I found a special person that I needed to see if they were good for me. And in that, I ended up getting to travel a lot, and I learned that traveling is a very exciting thing. What I really want to do is continue my car stuff, continue the computer stuff. I want to continue all that. I want to continue all that so I can share it with the world, with you guys. I'm a pretty smart guy, and I got some talents, and I got some skills, and I can make a lot out of a little bit of nothing. But that's the problem now is I really don't have anything, right? I'm in need of your all's help in my communities. Um, anyways, I, hold on for a second. I'm being summoned. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Por favor. Anyways, thank you for everybody who's stuck with me. I'll link to my back. It's being summoned by my wife. We actually just got married 3 months ago here in Colombia. But my time here is running out. And that's sad. It looks like I'm going to have to, I don't have the funding for getting my visa here, which I really wish I did. One of these days, sooner than later, I'll have that. It costs about $1,200 US. Hey, how's it going? And there's in my traveling, I wanna focus on things like the car culture in different countries. Um, Maybe even electronic bits and computer stuff in different countries. But I also want to do the projects. Hi, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Um, Thank you for the likes. Thank you for all that stuff. Uh, but I really want to continue with what I had going on before I had to take a short break and figure out my life. Right. Um, I had this pretty cool car. I mean, not many people probably think it's cool, but a 2000 Acura Integra that I was turning into a race car, and it's like almost there, almost. Thank you. Like every subscription helps. This channel's been going for a little while, and I feel bad because I haven't been able to put my all into it. Um, I came searching for life here in Colombia. And I was going to continue everything, but then certain things happened, and people that were supposed to, well, said they'd be there to support me, um, they let me go, and it was really hard on me because they were supposed to be my friends, people I've known for 20 plus years, and it just, I don't know if it was jealousy, anger, or what, but I was trying to find myself for me, and that was too much for them. So, anyways, with this YouTube stuff, I really want to continue on. I really want to continue working on that blue turd project, my blue turd, I call it. Um, I really want to build that supercomputer in my basement. Oh, it's not my basement anymore. I had to get rid of the house. Uh, but I really want to share my knowledge in my life with the world like I always have. I mean, I have a channel that I started back in 2006. Um, let's just say I wasn't necessarily sharing some of the most legitimate things, but I was sharing me, and what I felt was important. I don't have the gear to do it like everybody else, and that's hard. It's hard for me because I wanna share, but I wanna do it in a way that is easy and accessible for anybody who wants to watch. All right, so if you like cars, if you like computers, electronics, if you like traveling, seeing new places, please just help me out. I need some support. I need some support right now. I had a little bit of work back last year, October through December, but it ended up not working out because well, I'm not Harry Potter. I can't just wave a magic wand and make things happen like people are expecting these days because of AI. I bought a car in Miami. I was about to change my license over once I found a house. I was going to get my wife to the States. But all that got put on hold yet again, which is okay. I've been through many struggles in my life, and I don't want that to stop anybody. I've been watching a lot of travel content, a lot of car content, a lot of computer and electronics content, and I know it's probably best to focus on one thing. But to me, that one thing is me. I'm not quite just a regular guy. I like to call myself. And okay, um, I didn't know that. I've never been to the Middle East. Um, I'd like to visit, India maybe one day. Uh, there's a lot of countries I'd like to visit. Really, traveling has showed me that the world isn't necessarily what you know or what you're told. So I I can't tell you. I don't know enough about Pakistan or or turismo. Turismo. I can't say it in Spanish. My Espanol is so. However, I know everywhere I've gone so far, there's been a car culture, and I know there's the other cultures there too. I know here in Colombia, man, just the taxis even. There's a car culture when it comes to taxi drivers. Most of the taxi drivers like to soup up their taxi lights, wheels, lower them, make them look pretty cool for what they are. And I'd really like to document some of that to share with you guys. Currently, all I have is this iPhone 12, which records in 4K at 60 FPS, which is good. But sometimes the lighting, right now, it's 8 p.m. It's about 8 p.m. in Colombia. I'm about to watch the game, and this city's going to go wild, which is really a cool thing that I would have never experienced if I hadn't taken my butt to here to Colombia. The only reason I want to stay here, the only reason I wanted to be here is mainly my wife, right? Because I found my person, and I wish that for anybody. I wish that for anybody. I truly do. But I haven't been able to integrate myself totally because of visa problems. Like right now, I don't have the money for the visa process. It's going to cost me $1,200 US. And I barely have that in my account. I gotta find my lady a new place to live before I head back to the States to stay at my mama's house. I've lost a lot of support because of me choosing to do for me, and that's hard. So that's why I'm asking you guys. That's why I'm asking you guys, communities, car community, travel community, the electronics and computers community, to support me and help me bring my dreams to fruition. Help me grow my channel big enough to where I can at least start seeing a little bit of income. Right now I have nothing coming in. I've been applying, this time 6 months straight, thousands and thousands and thousands of applications. Just last night I put in probably 60 applications. Only wake up this morning to 6 rejection emails. That somebody else is better, somebody else is more experienced, somebody else is more smart, which I know is not necessarily true. It's just how they present themselves. So please, if you can, check out my content. Please check out my shorts. Check out my long. What the heck is that? Anyway, the long videos, the ones that are like this, not like this. Right? Because I was doing a lot of cool stuff. Within my life changed pretty heavily. And I'd like to continue that stuff. I really do. That's my dream is to not just be a YouTuber, but to share my experience in my world with the world. I know that seems kind of lame to some or far-fetched of an idea, but honestly, that's what brings me joy. And when I can share my knowledge and somebody can learn something, I have a bunch of videos on how-to stuff on the computer, and those are some of the videos I get a lot because people come and they learn. I'm able to show in simple ways without over explaining things how to get something done. So if you're joining me, which I know right now it doesn't seem like I have any viewers, but that's okay. I'm gonna be on here for another hour probably at least. Like I said, I'm gonna check the Colombia game in FIFA. This whole city is gonna go crazy tonight. It's just something amazing. I wish things like that would happen in the States, but there's nothing that really brings everybody together like that in the States. You know, holidays and things like 4th of July were supposed to do that, but over the years, you know, me growing up, I learned that man, that stuff started fading out fast. Families just grew so distant, people grew so distant. And it's one reason I like to share my world with everybody. I recently had to take a trip across the border to get a new stamp for my passport, so I decided to go to Panama City, Panama. I'd been to the airport quite a few times, but I never went out. I wish I would have documented more of the genuine conversations I had with people, but you know, that's stuff I'm still working on, stuff I'm still learning. And I feel insuperior with some of the gear that I have. I only have I have an iPhone. That's the best camera I have. I mean, other than that, I have some crappy action cams I paid $20 for, and they don't do what high quality that people want. So that's one of the reasons I need your help and support. Um, but please, if you wouldn't mind, throw me a like. Ask me some questions. Next, or what's a supercomputer? You know, or what car projects are in my dreams, right? Right now, I kind of wish I was in the States to have my buddy Gary work on his Subaru. He just put a motor in, a really nice motor, the bigger turbo, and that car is really nice. I actually had a Subaru there for a minute. It might be in some of my videos. In fact, I think it is in some of my shorts. You know, I had a 2020 Subaru STI. I was living life. At least I felt that way. But then, you know, when the bill came around, that was pretty good call. Especially when I decided to take a vacation here to Colombia. I met a lady in my dreams on the internet, and I needed to go visit and see if it was actually real. It ended up being real. She's my wife now. 3 months. 3 months. And my wife. Either way, I enjoy building and working with my hands, whether it be on a computer, on the keyboard, with the mouse. Trackball is actually my favorite. Get the most control. 3D designing something, or even soldering something together. Building car parts from scratch or from other pieces, right? I mean, I rebuilt the exhaust manifold on my Integra. I wish I would have documented more of it. I have a lot of pictures spread across a couple of computers. I'm not sure if they're all here with me or not, but I bought a cheap as can be, say banana style header for my Integra, and I didn't like how it was slip joint, so I cut it in pieces and turned it into a V-band, and put all stainless exhaust on my Integra because in the States where I live, there's a lot of moisture and things rust very easily. So stainless was the way to go there. And last I was there in January was running good. The rear brake caliper stuck, so I started tearing through a rotor and some parts, but the motor was running strong. Transmission, the bearings seemed to be going out of it for me hard driving it. And how many miles it has? I think it almost has 200,000 miles on that beast. But it's a good car. It's a fun project. I enjoy driving. had to pack up the Thincluster, my supercomputer project. It's in boxes in my storage unit back in the States. So is my rack, my computer rack um, that I built from scratch. I bought some teach. Uh, 20 some U rack, turd server rack for to put in the basement. And I started going to enterprise level equipment, used stuff off of eBay. But I had a Sun server, and I just bought a HP DL3 385 Gen 8, I believe it was. And I was about to start, gathering up all the pieces to make that into my next VM host. I even have a Dell MD1000 storage unit. It holds 15 3.5-inch SAS hard drives up to a Perk 6 RAID card. I tried to bring some of my stuff here with me, aka my electronic bits. I do have them, but things have been so stressful with trying to find income, trying to find a job to support me and my wife, that I just haven't had the energy to work on it. I started designing my CPU because I was going to build a CPU out of TTL logic, and I still am. I have a few things designed in logic level. I got down to the program counter. There was a couple of slots that I still needed to work on. I have notes in the house that are on my laptop, but I just haven't had the energy to continue. It's been really hard trying to figure out where I'm going next in my life, and that's why I'm reaching out to you guys, reaching out to all the communities, the wonderful communities of people, whether it be the car community, the computer community, the electronics community, or the travel community. I mean, you guys are amazing. You guys show so many creators support and enable them to live their lives, sharing with you. And that's all I want to do. It's really what I want to do. So, if you have any questions, if you want to say something, if you're asking, if you want to ask why I'm reaching out to people on YouTube, I'll let you know. I'm an open book. Feel free. I believe in humanity. I believe in the world. There's a lot of potential bad actors, depending on where you're at. Money really creates demons in a lot of people, but not me. I would never. No matter if I had $1 million, $2 million, $3 billion in my bank account, I'm still gonna look for a deal. I'm still gonna interact with the people that come from nothing like me, and I'm never gonna shy away from that, because I've been through the struggle. I'm struggling right now, and I come from nothing. I'm proud. I'm proud where I come. I'm blessed. I want to bless all you beautiful individuals of the internet, of the YouTubes. Anyways, the Colombia versus Uzbekistan is going to be on here in about 40 minutes. The city light up. Now here's my view. I'm a footnote down. There's my view right now. Here in about an hour, it's going to start going crazy. I guarantee there's going to be many fireworks going on. Probably guys can't hear me. Microphone was off. Microphone was off. back to the States, which is very difficult. So, if you would like, please check out the rest of my content. Give me a like, give me a share, give me a follow, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Be greatly appreciated, truly appreciated by somebody who come from nothing and does nothing but want to share my life and my experience with the world. I've been able to live vicariously through many peoples. And they're just regular people just like me. They just so happen to have a support system and I don't. So, if you wouldn't mind, please be a part of my support system. Any little YouTube action helps. I know I seem like I'm begging, but maybe I am right now. Maybe I am. So please check out my stuff. Cars. It's one thing that brought me the most joy in my life. Is working with my hands, building something out of nothing. What do you guys like? What are your well, I say something. What are your goals in life? How do you work this thing? I don't even know how to work this YouTube stuff. I'm on the YouTube app on an iPhone, and I want to add a response, a chat. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. Green screen. Birds. See these birds right here? They were up in Basjo. They would come visit me while I was on the balcony. Stretch their wings. Do some crazy stuff. I believe they're like called in the States they're called something. I'm trying to figure out how to use this stuff. I just want to comment on my own. Why can't I comment on my I don't understand. Tell me how to actually comment while I'm going live on this YouTube app. Please know. I want to be there for you guys. And I feel, it's just not enough. It's not. It takes time and it takes, but I'm willing to put all that effort in. If I can still survive, I gotta eat. I gotta have a roof over my head, and I got to. Please, if you wouldn't mind, check out my other content, see what I'm about. Cars, computers, electronics, travel. I know it's a big mix, but I'd like to bring them all together somehow. And I'm trying to do that. When I still had a job, that I didn't think I was going to get kicked from. I planned things, and I went to a Oktoberfest, not just to visit my friend and go to a big car thing, but I went there also to share it with you guys, right? I wanted to share that experience with you guys because not everybody could travel, thousands of miles to go to that event. And those videos were still get some views, but I get a lot of views on the blue turd project, my blue turd project, and I really would like to capture more of that. I still have a box of parts. I still almost have the whole fuel system to redo. Um, I have the pump, injectors, the fuel rail, new filter, new fuel pressure regulator. And I was going to build some electronics. Some more electronics to put in there, and potentially 3D print, 3D design model, new pieces and new parts to put in there. So I don't have anything to do with it. The car's currently sitting in my mama's house underneath a tree, probably getting crapped on by a bunch of birds because it's summer right now. We need to put some more brakes on it. Need some suspension. Put a turbo on, gotta do all the things. Actually, had a couple shorts explaining what's going on with that project. I'd love to have somewhere for the Thincluster built supercomputer to live in storage unit in boxes. Like to capture some car culture from here, from there, from everywhere. Like I was saying before, just the car culture in the taxis here are wild here in Colombia. Like most every taxi driver has their taxi souped up with either some wheel or lowered or some lights and stickers. It's a pretty cool thing to see and experience. There's even a racetrack here that I'd love to get to one day. I can see some action on it. It's up in Belgium. It's a pretty cool track. I actually wanted to rent an apartment that viewed down on it, but we never got there yet. I had too many things and too many people who couldn't handle me. Like my stint here in Miami, I bought a nice, sweet Ford Escort, or not Escort, Focus, Ford Focus, excuse me. I found it on some crazy car lot in some random part of Miami, and paid cash for it. I don't know if I have any videos posted about that car yet. I had to sell it. I drove it back up north. 5-6 hours a day, and check a spot or two on the way, and stay in some, from good to not so good hotels and areas. And that was a really cool experience for me. I wanted to do it for myself because I wasn't going to just sit in Miami and waste all my dollars to have a roof over my head. Anyways, I've been let down a lot, and potentially I've let you guys down because like I said, I still get many views every day on my shorts, and I'm sure people are like, well, what happened? What happened to this dude? What happened to that car? What happened to that? What happened to that? That ring kit that I was assembling. What happened to those thin clients? What happened to that wreck? Where's this dude gonna go next? And I really want to push to share that with you guys. I really do. I really, really do. It would mean the world to me if you guys could support me. I'm not asking for handouts. No, I'm literally asking you to click a button or two. Write some words in the comment. I'm not asking for dollar bills, yo. That'll come with your all support. Funny thing is, I've tried to reach out to other creators for help, monetary help or not making me famous help. No, I've asked them for legitimate, input, or I've asked them, hey, I'm a talented guy, and I'd really like to help you with stuff if I could. So like Claytor, and that team, I sent them my resume, and because I truly, I just want to be a part of something, whether it's something that I do on my own, or whether it's something I can help with others. Yeah, I sent them my resume, and I didn't hear nothing back. But it figures, because they probably just believe that I'm just some guy trying to jump on somebody else's train, which is not the case. I have a lot of skills when it comes to computers and figuring things out, and I saw some things they were struggling with, and I was like, yo, I can help if y'all want me to. I could help, but just put me in the damn merch shop, shipping the damn shirts and t-shirts and stuff. Like, dude, I can make that happen faster. I want to work. I want to contribute to society, to the world, and that's why I'm asking you guys for help. It took a lot of balls, so to say, to actually try to reach out to some of these people. And I've gotten some responses. I've gotten some responses and some good input. Some real good input. Especially from one of the travel guys that I've been watching. He said he clicked on my video. I'm pretty sure he did. But he only watched the first couple minutes. He didn't understand what's going on because I, by myself, don't necessarily have the knowledge or paying your all's attention. I thought a little bit of just shots, a little bit of this and that would keep you all watching my hour and a half long vlog on my trip to Panama City. But it did, input did. With his girlfriend right now, taking a little bit of which I think is pretty cool. It's similar to what I did. I took to find myself. The metal internet was actually real. She's my wife. But times are a little difficult. Excuse me. 1 minute. I need to go grab something. I'm gonna go to the phones and actually remember some things. Because right now I'm thinking off the top of my head. And it's a little jumbled up from the stress. Hold on. Should have bought some likes. Bought some likes. But I don't really have extra income. Cannon bro. He actually responded, and man, he wrote me. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Did you see? You see that? That dude's real, genuine. Um, was like, yo, here's what I said. That's it. He said, sure, would love to get. He made a post on community, YouTube community, and was like, yo, are you trying to be a travel vlogger / content creator too? And he was like, yo, he wanted to genuinely help people to get where he's at, and that's awesome. I really like people like that who aren't just sucking it up all for themselves. Right. But anyway, I said, sure, would love to get paid to share my travels with the world, but financially it's not possible at the moment. I've been searching for a new job for over 6 months. However, I do enjoy your videos and can't wait to see what comes next after your break. And then I was like, if you want, I replied to my own, and if you want, check out my recent video from a 3-day trip to Panama, and give me some tips on what to do better next time. Thanks. Right? And he actually responded, and which was really cool. He said the biggest issue he sees is right away the intro, which I get, right? I need to work on actually structuring my videos, right? Appropriate intro to get y'all interested, to get y'all sucked in, right? And the length, which I had contemplated. I contemplated for like 3 or 4 days on whether to break my video up into shorts, and probably still should. Not shorts, but short length content. And I probably should, and I still can. Use the same footage that I caught. I'm a little disappointed I chose the wrong. I was using a new editor, and I chose the wrong solution. So when you live screen it on certain devices, or when you full screen on certain devices, it shows black bars, and that really bugs me. Because I captured it in 4K at 60 FPS, and I give you guys black bars, and that's it. It hurt me. But anyway, he spent the time and the effort to write me up. To write me a 3-paragraph response on what I could do better. And how to do it. He actually responded twice to my words, 2 times. He was all like, before I said, hey, you can check out my video. He said, videos in your home videos earn money. He is also in the travel niche that don't require big investments to film. I talked about that in a few other comments. But then he actually watched the first couple minutes of my video, which I wasn't asked to watch the whole thing, right? Like, I'm not going to tell the guy to waste an hour and a half unless he wanted to. But it was really nice. It was really nice, and almost it's making me a little bit emotional now. So thank you. Shout out to Acura Integra. Check out his stuff. He makes some pretty good content. He's from Germany. He's currently living in Indonesia, I think. Yeah. I believe so. About to get married, which is cool. Congratulations. It's not going to be till the beginning of the year, 2027, but it was really good. Had a creator with many many 79,000 subscribers. Who was kind enough to reply to a comment I made and actually give me some input. That meant a lot to me, because I feel like I could have already been there. But, things happen, people change. I did have a good friend back a long time ago. We started making YouTube videos when YouTube first came out. We had some videos with 80,000, 100,000 views. And we had some of the original director accounts for YouTube. And of course, my other channel. I'm not sure. I think the name now is custom. Now it's Daniel Joseph Thompson. My name. And some stuff I did was not necessarily the greatest content or the most legitimate. I was doing some, say at the time, illegal things. Currently in my home state, not illegal. But let's just say a little bit of taboo. Especially at the time, it was a little taboo. But anyway, I remember back then we went to go riding some four-wheelers. This is on my friend's channel. It's called Smoke Daddy Records if y'all are interested. But we didn't have much gear, right? I mean, this was back in like 2007 or something, maybe 2008. Might have been 2006. I don't quite remember exactly when it was, but CBS, the store, came out with these one-time use cameras, and I found, I think it was on Hackaday or something on the internet, that they were, hackable, and you could put a USB port on them, and you could run this open source software to extract the video and clear out the memory. But anyway, we strapped. I think it was my idea. Was strapping these cameras because I had quite a few because they were cheap. I think it was like only $20. Because they expected you to turn them in to get the DVDs, and then they could recycle them. Well, no, I just bought quite a few of them and I hacked them because I was good at hacking stuff, right? And we strapped it to the front of the four-wheeler because we was going four-wheeling with one of our other buddies. And it was like before action cams were even a thing. And I'm sure many people saw that and was like, oh man, that's really cool stuff. And then after a little while, action cams started coming out because other people like me were strapping random cameras to stuff, to get content, to get footage, share experiences in life. We actually quite a few times strapped them things to go-kart because he was into go-kart racing. And I'm not sure if there's any footage that still exists of that, but it's pretty cool stuff. We actually tried to strap some into the demo derby that I did, which I wouldn't suggest unless you have a very healthy body and not worried about breaking bones and hurting yourself. Don't do a demolition derby. But we took one of the cars that we had, the front-wheel drive demolition derby. These are back in the days. It's taking me down memory lane. But anyway, he actually got a pretty good Canon, I think, Kodak camera, with like auto zoom and some optical zoom, and some pretty good megapixels. And there's actually a video of that car doing a burnout tied to a tree. We took some slabs of concrete and filled out the rest and made a burnout pit from his dad's backyard, back in the field where we used to race four-wheelers and stuff. That was the day. But anyway, he ended up getting married really young, and I kind of got pushed away, so to say. And I get it. His wife didn't want me around all the time. That was hard for me because she ended up wanting to post some of the videos we was posting. He ended up delete a bunch of videos because she didn't want, at least it's my understanding of it. she didn't want him to make those kind of videos. She didn't want him to do that stuff. Man, we could have been stars now, living the life, you know. Same. Started this new channel when I was doing this stuff. I had to do it by myself, you know, and okay, for a moment, it kept me bull crap. You know, it was good. It was real good. Um, but the people that I thought were my support system then, you know, they actually weren't honestly there for me. And I realized that through quite a few ways. Quite a few things led me to believe that. You know, I still do. Left unread, delivered. After somebody said it was going to text me, that they could call me, delivered still for a week. Undelivered, unread. You know, and they had all the gear. They had all the camera gear, and you know, like there was this one time. There was this one time. It's like one dude got a new camera, brand new like Sony's, brand new to him at least, right? And he's like, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing with that old? You know, what are you doing? I really a good camera. You know, you think maybe, you know, I could buy that or something, you know? Man, I got anyway. I was so saying no. Of course, it was given to somebody who already had fucking camera, already had access to all this shit. Excuse my French. Me wasn't important, you know. And they'd be like, "Oh, it's cool, all this stuff you're doing, all this," but I had to do it with nothing, a little bit of nothing. Okay, cheapo extra cams, a busted ass Samsung camera, you know, iPhone, you know, random things that I had. And I mean, I wouldn't have this iPhone if it wasn't for the one of them. So blessing for that, but I think it was more for me iPhone than just for them to give it to me. I think it was more, you know, keep an eye on Dan, keep track of Dan. I think that was something I really do. Anyways, I ended up needing to change it a little bit. You know, a lady I was with for almost 20 years decided to leave me for another man, leaving with a bunch of shit ton of cats, and I had to figure a way out of that mess. So happened to be it. I started talking to somebody, a beautiful lady on the internet. She happened to be Colombian. So that year I needed a vacation, and it was either go follow the drag week guys around again, maybe the whole thing, or you know, get my passport and do things that I've never done before. You know, a bunch of firsts for me, all in one. And it was the best thing I ever did in my life. I spent about 3 weeks here in Colombia, in Medellin specifically, in Morales, and I tell you, even though it was a struggle, because I had to do things that I'd never done before, like fly, go to an airport, fly on a commercial flight, leave the country, go somewhere where I didn't quite know the language, aka Spanish, and it was the best thing I ever did in my life, and I'm glad I did it. But it turned into where I needed to go back. I needed to come back because the connection I felt with this lady was, at least in my opinion, was real. And so I came back a couple times, and then that year in December, I decided I wanted to move here because things here were better for me. You know, people seemed a lot nicer than they were in my hometown. The food was definitely better and more healthy for me. is breathtaking. You, the weather, perfect for me, and my physical issues. And the lady that, maybe she, like I said before, she's my wife now. So that ended up working out really well. We actually spent a lot of time. I actually owned a car here. I had to sell it last year. Um, yeah, I had a car here. I had a car here for like a year. Sweet Ford EcoSport. And we drove it. We drove that thing, and we drove other rental cars. Many thousands of kilometers through Colombia. I remember we rented a car one time. We drove 8 hours to Bogota, here from Medellin. Some of the best times of my life. And I got to experience this country, unlike most tourists that come here. Another trip we took was a 12-hour drive to Cartagena, and that was really exciting stuff. And besides that, we would go out almost like every weekend, go travel, go to the mountain, 3 hours to visit her mama in San Luis. I did a lot of travel. I've been a lot of places here in Colombia, and I got to experience what it really was, what it was really like. I got to experience some of the best food I've ever had in my entire life. And it's super fun talking on the food here. There's things like Domino's. Best Domino pizza I've ever had to this point in my life. It's here in Colombia. There's a nice little Domino's there in Morelos, where I stayed the first time. And I like to take my lady there a couple times here and there because that's where we first ate a meal together. Some of the best McDonald's and Burger King and all the names that you know of in the States have been here. The quality of food, they don't put garbage in. Really good. Really good. That's why last time I had to get us the new stamp passport, I decided to go to Panama City because Latin America, for me, has been something truly good. And I wanted to see things that I've known about since I was a kid, like the Panama Canal. Everybody hears stories about that, right? And I got to see it with my own eyes. Not only did I get to see the canal, but I got to see locks actually work. Some of the old locks, right? I got to see boats go through, and that was really cool. So I wanted to share it. I wanted to not only experience it myself, but I wanted to share it with people who may not be able to have the blessings to be able to do so. But just put it at that. If you do have the opportunity to travel, whether it be the next town over, the next state, next country over, do it. Don't stop yourself. Do not stop yourself from doing that. And if you have the ability to go work on something with your hands, project car, or remodeling a house, or building a computer from pieces and scratch, or like me, try to design and build a CPU out of TTL chips, out of little ICs. Do it. Don't hold yourself back. And I know I'm saying these things, and I should be listening to myself. But currently, pattern that I thought was my support system, minus a couple, let me down. My best is the best friend. Gary. He's something special, and I don't have many people like that anymore. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to ask one last time before I end this stream. If you wouldn't mind, please check out my content. If you like it, give it a like. If you think it's cool, what I got going on, please subscribe. Shoot me some comments. Throw me some shares. All that YouTube stuff. Because it would mean the world to me. Genuinely. Coming come from nothing, and who has the will and the strength to move on through any obstacle. Thank you. Thank you for anybody who tuned in. Give me likes, give me subscribe. Thank you.